So I love these fireplaces. At the moment you see the smoke coming off there. That's my canola oil spray on the steel. That's to keep it seasoned and prevent rust. Obviously the stainless steel ones won't have that problem, but I kind of like I like the patina. It's a little bit like the wax jackets. The thing I love about these, I'll have that fire going, can cook on it. My pots will never get black. There'll be no scar in the ground, like that sort of scar in the ground. That's a problem everywhere. There is like, I don't know how many scars, fire scars in the ground around here. And a lot of them are placed in perfect tent sites. So that's a bummer in free camp. There's hardly any smoke coming out of there. That's because I'm efficiently burning that wood. And it's efficiently burning because it's in a chamber and it has that drawer which rushes the air past it. So it's a hot burn. Speaking of hot, I better watch out that pot. So it burns all the wood, whereas if it was on the ground, there'd be a lot of smoke because there's a lot of cold spots and there isn't a flue pipe to draw the air over it. So the smoke, if there's any, is coming out the top of that spout, which is higher than anyone standing, so no one's getting smoke in their eyes. If it was on the ground, someone is getting smoke in their eyes. So there's the three main reasons. The pots are never black, and that's a good flat surface for cooking on. There's no scar in the ground, and there's no smoke in your eyes. Other things too, that forces me to use smaller wood. You know, when I did fires on the ground, I generally look for a big chunk of wood that I can throw on it and it'll just keep burning. And apart from that, adding to the smoke problem, because a big chunk of wood needs to get hot before it burns efficiently. Those big chunks of wood are harder to manage and harder to find. You need a saw, drag it out of there, feed it into the fire, creating a tripping hazard. I just carry a pair of secateurs, long-handled secateurs, and I just cut finger to 3-finger fat branches. I just cut them all to the size, and it's very easy to find and very easy to feed the fire. There's a lot to be said about these. The problems with these fires is, you see that door? So it's not a problem at the moment. I can open that door and nothing's falling out. But when that burns back, stuff will fall to the ground. That's going to be a problem if I'm in the tent. Now, obviously I can have a surface there that's not susceptible to burning, but it doesn't need to be that way. That door doesn't need to be designed like that. Basically that hinge on the base. If that hinge was down there, then at least I'd be opening up that coal is going to fall into the plate and I can throw it back in. If this was a square door, hinged like that, then I can feed logs into there. The window ones, it would be inevitable to blacken that window, and you can get a hot burn going and it will unblacken. But that carbon buildup on the window kind of defeats the purpose of the window. The window is good for it casting out light, but it's a breakable component in the firebox and probably heavier than the thin metal that's being used. I tend to think that an open fire effect can be created just by opening the door, if that door was a better design. And maybe that door itself could be a window, so that to cleaning that, I just open it and give it a clean and close it again. So personally, I'd rather have a firebox that was all solid metal. If I wanted a window, I'd put it in the door and the door only, and maybe make the door bigger and change the design. The three-legged arrangement, it's good. It's very easy to get level. Speaking of level, carry a level so that when I'm cooking, it's level. So it's worth carrying one of these. Now the three-legged arrangement makes it very easy to get level. I just either prop one leg, which I've done on that one, or dig the other legs in. I never ever use this dampener. Never use it, but it'd be nice to work out a way to get a long burn. Flue pipe there, I think it's about 70 or 80 millimeter. I think it's 3 or 4 inches. That diameter is as narrow as you'd want to go. Inevitably, I'm burning all sorts of different types of wood, and it chokes up in there. It chokes up that diameter. I'm not sure if a wider diameter would be less susceptible to that. I'd say it makes sense. The narrower diameter packs down smaller, but it chokes up with creosote. And so this one I've been using for nearly 5 years. And I noticed after about the first year or two, it started to draw less. Not enough to stop it working. Last year, I scrubbed it out big time, and it's definitely working better now. So it's just a maintenance thing. The narrower pipe packs down smaller, it's lighter, needs cleaning more often. It is good to dry stuff next to. This one doesn't have very good hanging arrangements, but maybe a hanging arrangement independent of the fireplace would be better, because that thing I do use but it protrudes from it, and it's a breakable thing. It hasn't broken. And this handle here, you know, they're designed to carry the unit, but I actually keep it in a bag because it's got so much black and soot around it. Anyway, going on a bit about this fireplace, I know, but it's definitely worth having. People should use these more. The open fire pit, good that it doesn't create a scar on the ground, but you're still getting smoke in your eye. Maybe one that you could take the hot plate off and therefore have an open fire pit for roasting, charcoal roasting and stuff. That'd be good too. Well, that was a long video about that. I'll probably have to edit that down somehow. Short story is, definitely worth getting one of these. They are worth the space they take up in the truck. Take up about the same space as that Esky does. So I carry it summer and winter. The no scar in the ground, the no black on the cooking pots, and the no smoke in the eyes is worth it any time of the year. All right, see ya.